Indonesia is a truly vast country with an archipelago of some 18,000 islands. A diverse mix of cultures and prime beaches makes the Southeast Asian nation attracts tourism or tourists from around the world. Tourism in Indonesia is an important component of the Indonesian economy as well as a significant source of its foreign exchange revenues. However, the amount of tourist arrival to Indonesia always miss the initial target. Let's see the next graphic for the bigger picture. This is the Indonesia tourist arrival target in 2019. The initial target was on the level of 20 million visitors, but the realization so far only reached 9.3 million visitors. The decrease in tourism will be a slap to Indonesia. It is because tourism is one of the main sources of foreign exchange. In 2018, Indonesia's foreign exchange earnings from the tourism sector reached $17 billion, up from $15 billion a year earlier. Cutting the optimism, Ministry of Tourism has just revised the total target of tourist arrival in 2019. Let's check the precise number through the next graphic. As I mentioned to you before, the national target for tourist arrival in 2019 reaching 20 million visitors, but it revised by the Ministry of the Tourism to become 18 million visitors only. And several unpredictable circumstances, such as natural disasters, have affected the arrivals of foreign tourists in the first semester this year, forcing a revision in the target. As the Tourism Minister explained in late July, according to the data from the BPS, the number of foreign tourist arrivals last year was 15.8 million. It will require a huge increase from 15.8 million to 20 million, right? Therefore, government believes that cutting target to be around 18 million visitors will be the best decision. The gap between target and realization on tourist arrival always be obstacles that government wants to get rid of. Actually, how much the gap we are talking about, next graphic will give overview about the gap. This is the target versus realization on tourist arrival in 2016 to 2018. There was always a gap between those two, between the target and of course the realization, and government still tries to overcome gap between target and realization on tourist arrivals. But however, no matter how hard government tries, there are many unexpected and unpredictable circumstances such as natural disasters have affected the arrivals of foreign tourists in the first semester this year. This led to force a revision on the target. To get the deeper view, let's see the next graphic. This is obstacles on achieving tourist arrival. The first one is minimum infrastructure. The second one is natural disaster. The third one is election period. And the fourth one is the neighbor countries competition. This data is actually taken from the katadata.com. Environmental issues are also poses some problem in Indonesian tourism sector, especially for nature conservation, marine, forest and national park related tourism. Problems including deforestation, haze hazard caused by slash and burn practice that disrupt air transportation and health. Also, not to mention plastic garbage that pollute marine life. But government doesn't stop trying. In addition to intensifying tourism promotion, the Indonesian government has developed various facilities and infrastructure to boost the tourism industry, as well as renovated and upgrade several tourist destinations to make them world-class. What are the strategies? We can see through the next graphic. This is the list of government strategies to attract foreign visitors. The first one is hot deals, which is everyone's favorite, the tourism hub and border tourism. Minister of Tourism Arief Yahya said the program was able to generate 17.6 billion rupiah for the country's foreign exchange, while the hot deals program is carried out by giving massive discounts to attract foreign tourists visiting during this year's low season. According to Minister of Tourism, this strategy will produce 2 to 2.5 million foreign tourists. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Tourism also appealed to low-cost carriers not to use upper limit tariffs so that plane tickets to Indonesia become cheaper. Tourism is one of the main sources of foreign exchange. Therefore, we hope nothing but the best for Indonesia tourism sector to keep attracting foreign tourists. And stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break.